raise her voice so high. Sorry, I was born like this. Can't help it. I was meant to be a chipmunk. This is why I don't speak when I go out. Because, you know, a lot of times I was really heavily bullied in kindergarten. Every time I come in, they'll be like, stop, 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 look who's here, it's the chipmunk. Ooh, careful, if she speaks, the window's gonna break. Like, oh my god, stupid, what the hell are you, like, are you that dumb? Obviously, it's not high enough that the window's gonna break, like... Kindergarten kids all sound like that. Yeah, they would always say that. They would always go like, oh, don't sit next to her, or else the window is going to break, and then you would go deaf. And I would always reply, do you want to find out? And then they just run away. So I feel like they're terrified of me. It's a good thing, but still, not very nice to listen to. And my lungs are filled with helium. I think I've got to a point where I get very rage baited every time. You know, every time I try to speak, and the response I get is always like, "Why does she speak like this? Like, what do you want? What do you want me to do, man? What the hell? Like, what the hell? What do you want me to do?" I guess the reaction is always, why does she sound like that? Why do you sound like a cartoon character? Can you speak normally? Like, I guess I'll just not speak. It's always like, why do you sound like a cartoon character? No, not kids, adults! Like family members and stuff, cousins and stuff, they'd always go like, why do you sound like a cartoon character? That's not very normal. Like, are you just making this voice up? You know? Or the immediate reaction whenever someone meets me from a family side, and then I tell them something, like you know, like, I still remember when my aunt told me to pass the grapes to I think like a far relatives, whatever. So just bring the grapes, and then this uncle said, who bought the grapes? And I said, oh, I just go like, oh, Auntie bought the grapes this morning. And he goes, what do you speak like that? Can you not speak properly? Why do you sound like a cartoon character? And then looked at me, such a serious face. I almost cried. I was choking up tears. I was so stressed. I was choking up tears. Like, sorry, I know in times like this I'm not supposed to laugh, but I like to laugh whenever I talk about sad stories. That's just how I cope, man. Let me be. They're always like, Wemi, you're talking about such a hard... Like, Wemi, why do you, every time you talk about your sad stuff, you always laugh? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Joker. No wonder I don't want to watch the Joker movie. Hit too close. Hit too close. We live in a society. People who, the saddest people, always have the most beautiful smile. every time. I think when I first debuted, I get lots of what does she sound like this? Is her voice real? She must be a man. She must be a man. She must be a fat guy behind the scenes who pretends to be a little girl. She must be fat and old and ugly, using a fake voice so she could groom little girls on Roblox or Fortnite. She must be a Reddit mod. She must be a Discord. She must be a Discord mod. Who's a guy pretending to be a girl who stays in her mom's basement, pretending to be an anime girl, receiving donations from other males while she's here scoffing and laughing at me as I donate every $10. There's a guy behind who's taking out the $10 and using it to buy McDonald's. They always assume that. They always assume that I'm a guy behind the scenes. Like, what are you, gay? You know, don't project that on me. It's always... It's kind of... Well, when I first debuted, I it kind of hurt. Cause I thought this is a nice place for me to be who I am. But then people come in and tell me that my voice is fake, right? And then at first it was really hard time for me to read a lot of like, why do you speak like a child? Why do you speak like a child? How do you know what a child speaks like, huh? How do you know what a child speaks like? You must have consumed many medias to know what a child speaks like. What do you speak like? How do you know what children mannerisms are if you don't watch a buttload of child stuff? Self-report. So true. Exactly. That's suspiciously specific, Wemi. I mean, how do you... Maybe I have children. I feel like if you had children, you wouldn't make such comments. Hey, I wouldn't want my dad to be watching lolly girls on the internet and commenting, why do you sound like a kid? Hey, can you imagine your dad doing that? I feel like people with family would probably watch me, so they feel like their daughter has a playmate.